Hello everyone, I am Wesker Sauce, and this is my first video on my channel, and real quickly I want to tell you what my channel is all about. It is about things that I like film, anime, TV, video games, etc., as well as to be a creative outlet for me to make videos, share music, or creative projects that I'm working on. Now, straight to the point, this video is about the recently released Netflix original adaptation of the legendary anime Death Note. I've seen the Death Note anime at least 3 times all the way through. There is also a Japanese live-action adaptation of Death Note that I have not seen that came out in 2006, starring Tatsuya Fujiwara. If you would like for me to do a review of that version, leave a comment below and I'll go find it and check it out and do another video like this one. Now, to get started, I tried to go into the movie without any expectations relative to the original anime or manga, as if I was pretending this was a totally separate, totally different thing altogether. And as you can probably guess, if you've seen the original Death Note anime, you can imagine that is very difficult because it does leave quite an impression. So just with that in mind, that's kind of how I approached going into the movie, just trying to keep an open mind, because I knew, or I expected, that it was going to be different given that it is an American adaptation of a film that's already been adapted. And so, yeah, I didn't know what to expect, so I tried not to expect anything. I will first rate the film based on its standalone merits, for example, acting, cinematography, effects, then the script as a whole, and then I will compare the movie to the anime in more broad terms. These are just my opinions. I'm not affiliated with the film or the manga in any way. This is just one in probably a million different opinions, and I don't hold mine above yours or any of the others. I just want to take this opportunity to share my thoughts in a video. So before we begin, spoiler alert for both the anime and the Netflix original film. So if you have not seen it, I would highly recommend go watch the anime first and then check out the next Netflix original. So let's get started. As a standalone movie, pretending like I had never heard of Death Note before, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would rank the movie around a 6. Now, before fellow Death Note fans rage quit on me, let me explain my opinion and why I'm ranking it a 6 out of 10. The cast was led by Nat Wolff as Light Turner, rather than Light Yagami, which is the original name of Light in the anime version. Lakeith Stanfield as L, Margaret Qualley as Mia, and in the anime and in the manga, her name was Misa, not Mia, and the amazing William Dafoe as the voice of the death god Ryuk. Each one of the cast delivered believable performances with a dynamic range of emotions. For example, Light embodied fear in his first encounter with the death god, narcissism with his newfound power, compassion for his father and the innocent, and helplessness as L bears down on his identity. L's character was portrayed by Stanfield as lovably quirky, while at the same time uncannily intelligent. While during a large portion of the film, only his eyes were revealed, and this ability for an actor to tell a story with only dialogue and their eyes is really something I've only seen before in, for example, when Tom Hardy played his portrayal of Bane in The Dark Knight Rises. L's character also evolves by embracing displays of mania and obsessive-compulsive behavior, and a deep compassion for his guardian father figure Watari, played by Paul Nakauchi. Mia was convincingly deceptive and cunning. Actress Margaret Qualley was able to trick me into first imagining her as simply a power-hungry teenage cheerleader, while only revealing her character's true desire for absolution through personal use of the Death Note towards the end, as Mia is shown to undermine Light by tearing a page from the note to use as leverage. She blended this version's adaptation of the character's thoughtless innocence with a deeper, almost sociopathic intent by seducing Light once she realized the power that he holds. William Dafoe as Ryuk was probably my favorite element of the entire film. William Dafoe has already established himself as an amazing actor, but what I liked about his performance of Ryuk was that his presence in the film was a constant reminder that no matter how many names got written in the Death Note, it was never more than a brief source of entertainment for a death god. Dafoe's distinctive voice gave elements of sadism, cruelty, and terror, but always coupled with an intelligence and wisdom I think we might expect from a god entity. The film also had a unique blend of indie-style cinematography using lens flares, wide apertures, and unique moments, and almost no CGI, especially on Ryuk, which I loved, while at the same time supporting the film with a more familiar type of slasher horror color grading and best shots that I think was meant to nod towards the manga, yet still give us the traditional horror film. I'm not a pro filmmaker, this was just the best diction I could come up with to explain my interpretation of how I saw how they directed and produced and made the film that they made. Where Death Note failed as a standalone film, I think, in my opinion, was the script. I'm probably biased because it's truly impossible to ignore having seen the anime before the movie, but the script left something to be desired with the main protagonist and just left the ending of the film literally unfinished. In the end, the charisma and ultimate goal of Light was almost entirely lost on strangely placed panic moments. One moment he would be facing down L with conviction in his cause, the next he was fleeing for his life. This was barely saved by him explaining his overall backup plan for the Ferris wheel scene. L, I feel like, was never given a chance to fully flesh out his character, which ends up making him look like he was only an effective detective under very specific conditions. Otherwise, he would end up taking the law into his own hands, which directly contradicts the character even in the film version. Overall, the film seemed to be a cautionary tale on the limited ability for a single person to exact justice on all mankind, and while this might be parallel to the anime Death Note, the character depth and overall complexity just can't compare. While on its own, I give Netflix's version of Death Note adapted for film 6 out of 10, it's still completely curb-stomped by the original anime. There's just no comparison. The anime takes its time, develops a wide range of character plots inexorably linked to immensely complex leading characters, Light and L, facing each other almost as two sides of the same coin. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch the anime first. Even if you're not an anime lover, I really believe that the Death Note anime to be one of a kind. Just maybe don't let your kids watch it. It's pretty intense. Thank you all so much for watching. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on the different versions of Death Note. Leave comments below and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe to my channel for future content. But most importantly, be well and have an amazing day.